Hi, third graders. Some of you had some questions on what makes a shape a quadrilateral and what the different attributes of those shapes are. So I thought I would make some charts to help us understand those things. So remember, a quadrilateral is any shape with 4 sides and 4 angles. Angles are where the 2 sides meet and make those corners on the shapes. So any 4-sided shape is going to have 4 corners where they meet, and those create angles. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at the trapezoid. A trapezoid is any quadrilateral that has 1 pair of parallel sides. You will see in this top quadrilateral, this top side and this bottom side, if I continued these lines forever, they would never cross. But if I continued this side and this side, eventually, these 2 sides would cross, meaning that they're not parallel, because parallel runs on forever, never crossing. You can see in this trapezoid, again, it's 4 sides, and this top and this bottom, I continued the lines. They can continue forever and will never cross. But if I continued this side and this side, eventually they are going to cross. And the same thing with this bottom trapezoid, the top and the bottom, I made those lines longer. They will continue on forever, never crossing, because that is what parallel means. But this side and this side, if I continue on, will eventually cross. Our next shape is our parallelogram. Parallelograms are shapes that have 2 pairs of parallel sides. So you can see in this top parallelogram, the top and bottom will continue on forever, never crossing. And then I move it over here, and the sides will continue on forever, never crossing, which makes that a parallelogram. The same thing with our bottom. Our top and bottom, we drew those lines longer, can be extended and will never cross. And same thing over here. The 2 sides can be extended forever and will never cross. So in this parallelogram, the top and the bottom are a pair, and the 2 sides are a pair. So it has 2 pairs of parallel sides. Now we're going to take a look at rectangles and squares. A rectangle has 2 pairs of parallel sides, sides that will never cross, 4 right angles or square corners, and opposite sides that are the same length. If you look at the rectangle right here, the top and bottom again, when we continued those lines, they'll go on forever and never cross. When I move it over here, the sides can be continued forever and will never cross. And then when I put it in this shape, the corners make perfect squares, right? They make L's, which tells me that those are 90 degrees, right angles, or square corners. And this side and this side are the same length, and the top and the bottom are the same length. Moving on to our square. Our square has 2 pairs of parallel sides, 4 right angles, and all of its sides are the same length. You can see that top, side, side, bottom, all the same length. Right here, when the square fits in right here, I continued these lines. And again, they will continue on forever and never cross. Over here, the sides, the lines were extended. They will continue on forever, never cross. And down in the bottom, it fits those square corners, making the L 90 degrees a right angle. Now we're going to take a look at rhombuses. A rhombus is a shape that has all sides that are the same length and 2 pairs of parallel sides. When I put my rhombus in here, you can see all these sides are the same exact length. It looks kind of like a diamond, and it has 2 pairs of parallel sides. These 2 sides will continue on forever, never crossing, And these two sides will continue on forever, never crossing. Now, we've been talking about very specific types of quadrilaterals with special names, but quadrilaterals are also any four-sided shape. So while this is a quadrilateral, this is also a quadrilateral. It doesn't look like any that we're used to, but you can see it has 1, 2, 3, 4 sides and 4 angles. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is a quadrilateral. This shape, while it looks like a trapezoid, is just a quadrilateral because the sides eventually will cross if I continue them on forever, but it does have 1, 2, 3, 4 sides. Here is another example of a quadrilateral. 1, 2, 3, 4 sides, 1, 2, 3, 4 angles. And just one more, another example of a quadrilateral. 1, 2, 3, 4 sides, 1, 2, 3, 4 angles. So you can see quadrilaterals can have special names like rhombus, square, rectangle, parallelogram, and trapezoid, or they can just be in the general category of quadrilaterals. I hope this helped. Please refer back to this video if you're ever confused about any of our quadrilaterals.